Soon as we step on the mic, man, you notice the difference. Heavenly blessed with the melanin, baby, you know that we winning. No time for the long talk, got 120 on the clock. Wednesday, 8 through 10, all the bad vibes better stop. Cause you gotta come with that energy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. Lil' Coco be spitting that remedy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. You better take this shit serious. She dropping knowledge, on head and it's free for the play. Tap in right now if you curious. We got the ham radio going lit every A. We go from people to family to pilots. Stay with me if you got something to say. Know it's important if we go acknowledge. Speak on the business and get out the way. What you gonna say about my mama? She winning, you rockhead.
Hello, welcome to the Casual Convo Show, where we have conversations about topics that affect the communities, personal and business relationships. We always have the casual convo, so you don't have to have the tough convo. I am your host, Coco, and joining me is the lovely, I don't even know, I was getting ready to be extra, and I just messed that up, but hold on. It's my amazing co-host, DJ extraordinaire, Big Bosco from the Bronx. And then,
a minute.
what?
How you gonna say the lovely?
I was getting ready to be extra, but then I forgot what I was getting ready to say. I forgot what I was going to say. All right, but we also have, even though she's not camed up, but you know she's always here, always great. The Jude.
Yo.
Cheers.
Before we start, Jude, girl, I gotta give you your flowers and I gotta give you your feedback. Okay.
What I did? What about feedback? What I did?
Nothing bad. It's actually great. So you know how we always be like funny thing. It's not a funny thing, but one thing is, so over like since the last show, actually over like the last couple of weeks or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Everybody be like, that was a good show. Like, what's the girl name? I'm like, oh, Jude. They was like, yeah. They be like, oh, she funny, but they be like, she's so like, but she be into it though. And I be thinking to myself, like, man, you talk offline, but I think it gives people like you have a dope personality, and I tell you that all the time. But I'm just happy that the platform highlights that, but it also shows the how in-depth your conversation can go and how diverse the person that you are with your conversation. But you are loved, ma'am. You have supporters, and I'm glad Paul joined because some people be like, yeah, I like her. They be like, I'll be waiting to hear what she gotta say. I said that's why I be having to cut them off when she talking like That's why I finished. So they was like, yeah, we like her. So Paul,
you know what? I'm glad you said it about Jude. I'm gonna show y'all something that you may not be able to see. That something she inspired me to do. All right, let's see if you see the pictures on the wall.
Yeah.
Look at the one with the road and the trees. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was, when I hit you up, was asking all that advice from you. I was at the park getting ready to paint, and then the next day I went there and started painting and I did all that. I just saw the street, and I was driving, and I saw the street when I was driving to where I was going, and I kept it in my head, and I painted it. That's why I was like, yo, how you do this? How you do that? See, you inspire people, man.
Oh,
yeah, you got to give your flowers.
So sweet.
Yeah,
okay.
Inspire me,
Love
man.
y'all.
Don't
Love
you go
y'all.
crying.
All right,
Don't
hello,
you go
Paul.
crying, Jude.
No, because you
Don't
got
you
one
go
too. You got to
crying,
give
Jude.
Paul his flowers too. So I like that. I like that. I don't like to because I know we sometimes highlight the bull crap, but this is really positive, and I'm gonna go into why I wanted to do this. Paul, I had a couple people personally reach out to me about you, especially at work. Because I didn't even know that many people like at my job. So my supervisor is actually I'm gonna go with Bosco too. Like pull me up, and he was like, "Yeah, that was a good show, culture show." Da 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 da. Boom boom boom. I was like, "Oh, you liked it? You know what I mean? Like, am I in trouble?" They like, "No, you good." So then a couple people, a couple of guys, some women, and they were like, the older gentleman. They was like, "We glad to see it," because you know usually you be dark and kind of they can't really see you, so you were called handsome. And they like you as well. They think you have a sense of humor. So when you start talking, it's like you make everybody smile. And so I know you probably see it up here a lot of times. I know me and you definitely do because we be like, what he about to say? So like when you, but it says a lot about what you exude. You know what I mean? And I just want you to know that you get good feedback. People are interested in what you all have to say. Bosco, my supervisor, which is and I'm gonna point this, and it's not me trying to. I'm making a point as well. Who's also an African guy, really nice, really level-headed, everything. So he loves Bosco. He was like, he loves his perspective. He feels like he has a lot of wisdom, and I was like, well, he old, like so. So he was so he was like, really? I was like, yeah. I said, I said he has like military background. So we were like kind of talking about. He said, oh, no wonder. He said he gives like really good perspective. Then he was like, I really like his delivery. So people find when you guys are up, it's a good mix. So I also had some new people who watched over the last couple of weeks that also like reached out, not from Baltimore, not from North Carolina, not from nowhere. They actually like the different personalities. They like the balance. So what people were shocked to see is that you guys are like, I don't know how it happened, but it happened. Became like permanent guests of the show, right? And I was like, predominantly, it's like, man, Bosco, and I let people know like you guys choose to be here,
And you know what?
which
I'm glad they
I
do.
value. Yeah,
I'm
and
glad they. Okay, okay, okay.
I value that, and I just wanted to not only give you guys your flowers, but also extend what other people are noticing about y'all. Like it's not even just me and Bosco that appreciate you guys. Like everybody else do who support the show, who tune into the show. It's not just Bosco and I. They actually love you guys as well. And so I just want you guys to know. So don't ever think that your voices is not heard or none of that. So I appreciate you. I love you. Bosco does this too. So thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it because, like I said, when I'm going through this cancer stuff, I've been missing a lot of days. I know you're tired, and when you guys pop up, I'm glad because, like, I know she don't have to do it solo. You guys are filling in. I'm like, hell yeah. I mean, because I know that one time I missed the whole show. I looked in, I seen Dude on there, and I seen Paul, and I was like, oh, the last week I seen, I was like, okay, okay, we're going in, but yeah, I appreciate it because y'all filling for me, and I know y'all give heartbreak, but she don't have to carry the whole load for 2 hours. Yeah, I'm not saying it. I mean, I'm keeping it 100 because I don't like to miss show. I tell her I don't want to miss a show. Y'all on there, I'm like,
I'll be cussing you out. You be giving me a heart stroke sometimes. It's not, it's not easy.
things
It's
are
not,
getting better though.
and it's understandable. So
Yeah,
I know Bosco is really transparent with his situation, going through radiation, and we talked about it. So just like right, continuously like keep him lifted through prayer during this time, and he got this. Oh Lord, here come these Knicks fans. Go ahead,
and
Bosco. Tell them
oh, wait a minute. Time out. Time out. Time out. You know who's in the comments,
No,
right?
first of all, before we do that,
Oh,
pause. Can I say?
oh, you know who's in the
No,
comments now, right?
yeah, listen.
No, no, you know who's in the comments now.
Oh, but hold up, pause.
No,
No, no, no,
no, you
no.
better say that. You better say that name.
Lamont.
No, it's my talent. Damn it.
He
What's
said
wrong with me?
silent.
I was. Let me get there. Let me land first. So listen. Let me just before we start the show, because we really ain't even start the show yet. Before we start the show, I just want to acknowledge one thing. Well, two things. Today is May 21st. The official first day of Big Gemini season is among us.
Get out the house first.
Boo!
So y'all already know it's about to be lit. Secondly, everybody off Monday, or you should be off. If your job is not closed Monday, y'all better call EEOC or somebody because y'all supposed to be closed Monday. Monday is a national holiday. It is my birthday. Everybody be off. Everybody do shots of
Memorial Day too,
tequila.
so it's 2 good days.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. Do your shots of tequila, whatever it is that you like, you know. And yeah, I might even go live Monday.
Let
Okay.
me know. Let me know.
I'm with it. Oh, Fallon,
She
don't
she
let me
going
give
she
Fallon a
going
little
live
shout
because
out. Go
I'm
ahead and
dropping
shout out to
off
little funky
damn
girlfriend
winner.
because she want to be in the comment section acting up.
Because I don't have no treatment Monday, so I got
Thanks,
all
Fallon.
day.
So, for
I'm gonna
everybody
say
who
this
may
right
not
here in
know,
comment
if Fallon don't know, Fallon has a secret admirer named Bosco from the Bronx.
Hey, it's no secret. Ain't no secret. Ain't no secret. Look. Ain't no secret.
Bosco said
I'm professing my love to her, man.
he said it on one of the shows. He said, Fallon know I got a crush on him.
Hell
He
yeah.
put it on that picture.
Ain't no shame. I mean, I couldn't get Jude. The Jude was
Oh
already
no, what
taken.
was that one? She had like I don't know, it was like a Farrah Fawcett. And I said,
Bosco, we gotta
Bosco, you see
understand him.
Fallon
I
picture? He
understand.
said, yeah. I hollered. But anyway, welcome to Casual Convo. If you're new, thank you. If you're on YouTube, y'all new, just go ahead and subscribe, like, and all that good stuff. I need to get that out the way because I don't never say that. But thank you. Mental health check-in. I'll kick it off. I've been good, even though, like I said, dealing with PTSD, things like that is not always fun, when you have your moments. But I'm going to say I think I'm getting better without without being in the car and losing my complete absolute the fuck mind. So Bosco, no, I call Bosco all the time and talk about it. I do know too, but dealing with that. But for the most part, outside of that, I just want to say anybody who like had either an accident or any kind of trauma and you deal with PTSD, just do what you got to do for you. And a lot of people not going to understand you, and a lot of people might not get it. But just if you're going through PTSD, make sure you take care of you, regardless of what. Don't let nobody pressure you of how you overcome it. Just go at your own race and your own pace, and yeah, you'll be good. Who going next?
I'm good. I'm good. Like just still tired from the radiation, but I'm feeling good, man. 2 more weeks left, and I'm done.
You be ringing the bell.
Say
You
what?
be ringing the bell.
Yes, sir.
Will you be ringing the bell? Okay, that's what's up. That's what we want to hear. The
Come on.
bell ring.
Can you record it?
Huh?
Can you
Now,
record it?
they won't let you inside. I mean, they won't let you inside the actual room
No,
to do it.
you record it. You tell them.
Well, it's no signal in there and nothing like. I mean, everything shuts down. Even when I have my music on, everything shuts down in there. It's like your phone is
No, when you ring the bell.
No,
When
just
you
like
ring the bell.
You record it on your
on your
phone.
When you
phone,
ring
on
the
your
bell.
camera.
But it's hard to. I can't read because I'm laid down like this. I can't.
When you
No,
ring
when you
the
ring the bell.
Oh, when I ring the bell.
see, that's the
Yeah.
age coming out.
Yeah, I can do that. I thought you were talking about when I'm getting my treatment. Oh yeah, I can do that. That's no problem. Yeah, I'll do it
Everybody want
tomorrow.
to see that. We want to see you ring the bell.
Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I thought you meant getting the treatment. I said, there's no way. It's no way possible I could do it in there. Even if they let me, there's no way I can do it.
People, that's what happens
I
when
go
you
in
get
there with
on.
my earphones on, and after like 10 seconds, everything shuts all the way off. It's totally blocked inside that room. But yeah, I'll record it tomorrow. I always think they think I'm crazy because I'm the only one that does it.
But you're not supposed to do it until you finish.
I know.
That's probably why they're looking at you like you crazy.
I
They
know.
saying this nigga here, he ringing the damn bell and shit. No, he ain't finished.
Man, they be talking trash to me, man.
They in there like this. Look at this.
They
No.
be talking trash to me, man.
Right. Paul,
Valid. I mean,
you wanna go or
I have I gotta do a tip. I got 28. I got 12 more.
Paul?
Glad.
oh, well, first of all, I want to say thank you to all the people for the compliments and everything. And then I want to say to you and Bosco, thank y'all for inviting me to the show in the first place. Because I don't know how I managed to get on here, because I believe through Idris and myself being friends down here in Asheville, and I ended up getting on the page and I seen the show. And I got hooked, because like I said, I enjoy real people. I enjoy people that you can talk about things with without people getting off into their feelings. Because that's what's wrong with people nowadays. You cannot talk because people get all offended. I mean, for one thing, people got a low level of comprehension. So most of the stuff that you say goes over their head and they get offended when they have nothing to be offended about. But when you come here, you listen to real talk. I love it. I love it. I always put love at the every show.
Thank you.
My mental, my mental. You know, I was talking to one of my friends last Tuesday, on my way to city council. And I was telling him, I said, well, I'm gonna be over there in the morning now. I'm coming in the morning and get that stuff to make the upside down pineapple cake. And he said, okay. He said, well, you can't come tonight. I said, no, because it's probably gonna be too late when I come out of city council. So you know, I got up to go over there Wednesday to get the stuff to make the cake. And I knock on his door and nobody answer. I call his phone, nobody answer. I said, I know he know I'm coming to get this stuff.
Yeah.
The man was in there, the man that fell over
Mhm.
and hit his head or something and died.
Dang.
Mm.
Where you at right now?
No, at the Altamont.
At
Brian, you know
Altamont.
Brian. You
What?
know Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't
And
know that.
and that had me real messed up. 'Cause I'm saying, damn, I wonder if I would have went over there. If I went over there, would that have made any difference? I went over there that last after city council. But
Oh
then
man, Paul.
but then the police and all them said when they came in and done what they had to do, they said, well, no, he had died that morning because he had been trying to cook a steak. So evidently he's over there sitting on his chair doing his oxygen and stuff or something and got up to get up or something and fell and hit his head. But that goes to reinforce that we're here today and we could be gone tomorrow. That's
Dang,
why
I
you
didn't know
gotta
about
just
Brian,
live your
man.
life, man. Live your life. You gotta live your life.
I didn't
I
know about
agree.
Brian, man. Dang.
Oh, Paul, I'm sorry to hear this.
Wow.
Send my
Yeah,
condolences
I'm
to you for
sorry.
you and your friend and his
When
family.
when did this happen to him? Because
It was Wednesday. It was last Wednesday.
Yes.
Tuesday was city council. So then that Wednesday morning,
I did not
the
know.
14th. That was the 14th. What's the date?
14th.
21st. Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
14th.
I'm sure.
I did not know about Brian. Dang, man.
I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Wow.
A lot of condolences in the chat for you as well.
Man, send my condolences. Oh
Thank you.
man.
Yeah. It was.
Hey,
Okay,
Master,
Pastor,
But
do you have
otherwise,
question right quick, if you don't mind.
y'all, I'm good. I I didn't mean to cut you off, but otherwise I'm good because I'm here with y'all, and I know y'all gonna keep it hot, and I'm ready for it.
Let me ask
I'm
Tiff a
ready.
question because you said something about cream. Hey, Tiffany, what kind of cream you talking about? Because I didn't get any cream.
can
But
you gotta read the comment, Bosco. Don't nobody be knowing what you're talking about. I told y'all Bosco old. See, he just
nah,
don't talking like he talking about somebody else. Read the comment.
nah, I'm reading the
They
chat,
talking about
man.
the cream that
I
goes
know.
on
Read the comment because you just talking. People can't see. Some people listening on ham radio.
Let me see.
Every time I try to go there
And that's
looking
what
at
they
the
say. They
chat,
find a comment. Tiffany says she did 28 rounds of chemo.
Go
I
ahead.
mean radiation as well. And she said just keep rubbing the cream. It helps. So Tiffany, Miss Giles, Bosco is asking what cream, and it may be a cream that she makes. So link up with her because
That's
Tiffany
what
was
I'm
Mm.
asking.
Oh,
hey,
okay, okay.
because why
hey,
you
What up, niece?
Bosco, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I do. It's short. Um, take care of your health, y'all. Men, get screened. Turn 40, start getting screened. I don't care how young you are, if you're in your 20s, get yourself a doctor and get checked out because you don't have to be 60 or 50 to get cancer or whatever, or anything. You can be 20, you can be in your teens. And with the guys, you got young guys today, y'all do a lot of drugs, y'all do a lot of alcohol, y'all do a lot of stuff we didn't do coming up. I don't care if it's 60, 70, 80, y'all doing a lot of stuff. Get yourself checked because your kidneys and your liver, you're going to need both of those when you get older. And if you're doing these mollies and everything else, you're killing your kidneys. And once they're gone, they're gone. Once the liver's gone, it's gone. You're downhill from there. So
Oh, oh,
take care of yourself.
yes.
Well,
Let me say
speaking
something, Bosco. Wait a minute, Coco. Let me say something.
of,
Um, and weed is not a gateway drug. It's the stuff that you put in it to make it the gateway to
Exactly.
get you to
right.
other things. And my mental health
I'm not
is
touching that.
fine. Thank y'all
oh, I'm sorry.
everybody for all the sweet comments and everything. I really appreciate y'all. And I just wanted to say, how me and Paul became like permanent guests because this a family right here. And family support family. And sometimes that shit just happen naturally. I
Yep.
look forward to Wednesdays, man. I
Yes.
literally realized that I cleared my schedule for Wednesdays for any time Coco and Bosco need me. I be telling people, look, I'm not available on Wednesdays. Don't bug me. My homegirl got her show, and it
Yeah.
needs my underbody. Then I even tell them how to get on there. So, family. I mean, I consider them family, and I think that's how this ended up happening. And Mike is like the cousin that come to the cookout, that start stuff, and then everybody still love him.
Got
I'm
that
waiting
right.
for him to show up. He need to show up. But yes, he needs to show up.
Sorry, Coco, I just wanted to say that. All right, I'll go back on mute.
Oh no, you good. Damn, you said something. I was going to say something about. Oh, speaking of, I also people. What I'm going to do, we get ready to actually start the show officially. So what I'm going to do, we still do invite anyone to come up and join us. You can click the link. You don't have to come up. Um, So if our little friend from Australia comes back this week, I'm gonna put the link. The link is gonna be on my Facebook page.
What's up,
I don't
Jay?
know if you guys can post it to your pages. My Facebook page also on a YouTube channel. If you guys want to come up, say anything, it don't just have to be that. We, like you said, we invite everybody to the party, but we do. But PSA, we welcome all perspectives, all opinions. You can say what you want as long as you're respectful. Because as anybody knows, we also speak our minds as well. So please be
Oh
mindful.
yeah, I got that.
And we from and
I
you
got
got
that, Tiff.
Baltimore, New York, and North
Yes.
Carolina on this phone.
Listen, all right.
Yes, us little country folks in here. Don't get it twisted with about us little country folks.
And let me
We
tell
got
Tiffany, I got that cream. I thought it was something else. Yeah, I got it. In fact, I got it yesterday. I thought it was something else. I wasn't even thinking about. Yeah, appreciate it though. For real,
Get your
for real.
mind out. Get your mind out
But
together. Second, my
Got
okay,
my mind on salad, man.
so before we do all that, speaking of cream, drugs, and stuff, Diddy, y'all keeping up with this? I
Yes.
knew you was gonna catch it.
That tickles so bad. Speaking of creams.
yeah, yeah, get that. Get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of yeah.
We irky. Okay, so what are your thoughts on the Diddy trial before I say something?
It's a bunch of mass confusion.
I'm noticing there are a lot of mixed perspectives, especially among our communities.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to think what do y'all think as far as like the perspectives? Like I think we're all it's obvious he beat her ass. Like, you know what I mean? Well, I'm sorry, he beat her up. Now, I think like as people as they post like transcripts and people who review, there's so many different perspectives. But when you see people that read the transcripts and things, he has a damn good defense team. But what are you like your what are your thoughts? I know what mine are. I think I'm gonna save mine for last because the mine not it might y'all might not like what I gotta say.
Well, mine gonna be about 3 sentences. No, no, not 3 sentences. I agree with what Bosco been saying forever. That Diddy was a straight up snake from Jump Street. He
Mhm.
deserves everything that's coming his way. Whether they making it up or not, he's a rotten piece of crap. Get what you deserve. You done a whole lot of people wrong. That man done a whole lot of people wrong. I watched a whole lot of people. You gotta remember, I was in my back in the day when Bad Boy jumped off, and I watched how Craig Mack was the first person that I really seen with Bad Boy. Then you had Biggie and them coming on, whatever, and Total and
Yep.
damn 112 and people like that.
Yep.
And then you just start slowly watching them disappear.
Yep.
And then you don't get nothing about them. Now, when Shine and Jennifer J. Lo and them, all them was all together and all that stuff. Yeah, that shit too. That man, I'm gonna tell you, I can't speak on because every time I think about this cat here, I just say he ain't shit. Y'all excuse my name. I just say he ain't shit. That's just my personal feeling. I don't want to try to influence nobody. That's just my personal feeling. But man, for you to do people like the way you done people, for you just to get where you getting, doing what you're doing, that's why they come at your ass to eat you. One thing about these people up there that's giving you all their money,
Yep.
they gonna keep the receipts on your ass as well. That damn tip at the hotel. He might not knew nothing about it, but it's been somewhere. That's been sitting on there waiting for him to get stupid. And when he went after them people about that alcohol, wanted to try to tell them people what to do with their alcohol, how they gonna brand it for him. Oh no, we gonna sit your ass back down. You didn't got the big head, boy. You got to go. And not soon after that, here come everything popping up on him. This is because we invite you to the dance, don't mean you're gonna be dancing with us. You're gonna stay over there and dance with your people. You don't dance with us. We're gonna let you come to the dance, but don't dance with us. And he crossed the line with his own people, thinking that them white folks were gonna accept him. And they didn't. That's it.
Yep, everything falls dead. Because I've been saying this 20-something years, almost 30 years about him. And I don't care if you say, oh, he's innocent. No. Those of us who grew up, who know about Uptown from Harlem to Mount Vernon, knew what Diddy was doing back in the 90s. We all knew. We all knew. Nothing has changed. And what kills me are the black people that say free Diddy. They get on my damn nerve.
I'm sorry, Bosco, but I'm chuckling because I'm cackling right now. I got a feeling I know who this is. Hello, welcome. State your name and where you from. No, they're not gonna say nothing. Look, their phone be jacked up. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's guilty. Because I knew about stuff he was doing before he even got out there in the public. And we all knew it uptown. All of us did. So, and the black people saying free him, free. No. If you got a daughter, no. He guilty.
Well, they
That
been
movie,
saying Diddy been doing
I
stuff.
didn't cut you off, but that movie showing his true age now, ain't he?
Yeah.
You old ass, perverted ass goat. Yeah. Can't get to all them hair dyes and all that shit.
Yeah. Tell me
Okay,
about
makeup
it.
and all that shit. Yeah.
All I gotta
No,
say
I
about
think
it
you might
is,
be on mute. Unmute yourself.
I think what was done in the dark will come to light, because they've been
Always.
talking about. It just seemed like to me, they every time they've been talking about like stuff Diddy been doing since I was a teenager, and it ain't really shocking. I was surprised to hear about the stuff that he was doing to Cassie for real, but I thought there was gonna be more homosexual things because that's what more has been talked about with him. But then when the stuff with Cassie came out, that's as far as I kind of was watching some of it, but I'm trying to wait for more of it to come out before I really give an opinion. But on the Cassie part of it, my opinion on that part so far is I think what he did to her was wrong, but as a woman, I don't understand this. I have been in an abusive relationship before, and when I left, I didn't go back. I understand that some women don't get the opportunity to get out, but when you get out and you go back and you use that I loved him was the reason, it kind of take away some of my sympathy as a female. Like, well,
Right.
at some point, like you was maybe not enjoying it, but you were consenting to it until you got tired of it. Like, I don't think he ever changed as a person. I think he got worse. Now, as far as all the other stuff, I feel like they kind of attacking him like they attack everybody else because they going at I've been hearing little different things. He start working on, some rights and stuff and taking people's stuff, all that. You do cruddy things, you get credit. The crazy things happen to you. If you was a crooked businessman, then fine. But my thing is, like I said about R. Kelly, is the associates also getting in trouble too? Because why you only attacking that man when it sounded like it wasn't just him? Yeah, he played a major act in some of this stuff, but it seemed like it was other people involved too.
Yep. And Jude,
But they don't care about the other. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. See, they don't care about the other people. It's not the other people that they concerned with. It's you that's getting all this money. It's you that's supposed to be out here doing what we want you to do, and it's you out here crossing the lines. Now these other people, they might be covering for you all that, well, blah blah blah, but they gonna tell. So we got them as witness because they know if y'all don't come and tell, we gonna bust y'all on y'all's head too. So they gonna tell.
Yeah, I think I think it's more people
Where I'm
involved.
told boy. Where I'm told boy
Who's that?
from Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Yeah,
Who's from Philly?
and he from Philadelphia, huh?
Who?
The
Meek
rapper
Mill?
Mike?
guy,
Meek
huh?
Mill? You saw Meek
Yeah,
Mill?
yeah. What? He
Meek,
he ain't pumped up at the trial yet or
I don't
nothing.
know what's going on. He is quiet.
Okay, okay. I'm just wondering. I don't know. I haven't been able to keep up with stuff. I'm just
Yeah,
wondering.
man, I don't know, man. It's
Oh, Meek.
that he
Meek.
guilty, man.
Meek Mills. Okay.
And
Yeah.
the people, like you said, the
Oh,
people involved. It's
Meek
like the
Millie.
R. Kelly case. There were other people involved in that. But I'm like, where were they? Like the parents should have been culpable. I mean, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking nothing away from what R. Kelly did. He dead ass for that. But there were more people involved. And parents, I'm pretty sure they knew what was going on. They had an idea what was going on. And the same situation with Diddy. There's more to this that we don't know. Of course, there's more people involved. No one can tell me he was the only one. There's no way he had that. There's more people. And I think they need to be brought to the table also. Bring them to the carpet. All of them. And
I
if I was
agree.
R. Kelly,
Yep.
my ass would be right up there in that prison on the phone with the FBI. Look, this is what I know. I'm telling everything. Because although he's guilty, they hung him out to dry. My man Q is in the building.
Hello,
He
Q.
found the house.
Before you
I'm-
go, Q, I just wanted to say I agree, and I also agree with some of the comments, like from following and stuff that came out about the case, and like I said, when people post like the transcripts of what actually happened in the court, I do agree with you. Like, for me, there is some more like the money, all of those things. Now, I think it is true. Yes, we do know that he beat her. His team is not negating that she was beaten, that they did drugs, that he was an asshole. You know those things, but people will failing to realize it's not a domestic violence case. You know they're charging him with a RICO, but I also do agree other people should be sitting next to him, but they also granted some people that did some also really cruel things immunity just to testify against him as well. So I mean, it's and that part when the jury starts to see that, and then the deals that people took, the money that people took, it's going to cast doubt with the jury. It's not helping prosecution.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Quentin. Welcome to Casual Convo.
That's
How are you?
cute.
All right. Yeah, I got a lot to say. What's up, baby? How you doing, man?
What up?
Hey, with this case, all right. I just had a debate with people on Facebook about this, right? And I piss a lot of people off, and that's what I do. The
Yep.
type of person I am. I'm a Bronx dude first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? I tell it like it is.
Oh,
And she's not a victim. If she accepted $30 million, $30 million over 10 years, right? Over 10 years, she stayed in that relationship. She's not abused. She probably had Stockholm syndrome. You know
yep.
what I'm saying?
Stockholm. Yep.
She probably had Stockholm syndrome. But at the same time, I'll be damned if I let anyone abuse me over that length of time. It only takes one time for me to get up out of there. If it were me, he stayed. So she's not a victim. She's complicit in all of this. You see what I'm saying? Why would you stay? Why would you let somebody abuse you and stay? You're no longer a victim at that point. You're basically in compliance at that point. And that's what a lot of women got mad at me. I'm gonna cut you. I'm gonna cut you. I was like, cut me off there. I don't care. I'm not here. I'm not here to placate your feelings. I'm just here to bring the truth because I'm a truthful. I'm a brutally honest individual. You know what I'm saying? Keep it 100 all the time. I tell people just because I wear the mask and all of that, and the mask and myself.
Oh, you
Yeah, that's the mask. You met him in Atlanta.
The mask and myself are one. Okay.
Q, Q. Hello, Q. I was trying not to reveal your identity, man.
No. You guys know me. You guys know who I am. You know, you've been knowing me, Bosco. You've been knowing me. And Coco, you've been knowing me.
Can I give a response to something?
Yeah.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree fully with you. However, um, being a person that was in an abusive relationship, and I stayed longer than what I should have. Um,
Right back.
but what I will agree with you, I disagree with that. But it's different reasons that causes people to stay in that relationship outside of the abuse, like the emotional piece. It's a lot of things that go into it, and a lot of times it's not always that easy. However, where I do see your point is she left, came back, but I don't know too many women who were abused to the degree that she was. And I mean, and I'm speaking from a person that's been in a DV relationship. Like, I don't know many that cheated or that would do some of the things that she did that came out during this case to a person that's putting you through all of these sexcapades, um, or freak offs or whatever you want to call it, and then also, doing it. And then I'm like, well, I did it because I loved them. No, I was fucking scared. That's the
Yeah.
response that most people get. Or I couldn't leave because I was afraid of what they would do. And then when they was like, but she went back, and they was like, she was like, no, we went back to each other. It's statements like that that can come off conflicting, but I wouldn't say that people choose to. Sometimes getting out is not as easy as what people make it seem.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to clarify that piece, but I don't fully disagree. I see where you're coming from, though.
But
Can I add on to that for a second there too? Because I experienced it being a man. I lost my mom behind that domestic violence, and I lost my big sister behind it. My mom, I don't know if she had a chance to actually leave the situation because I didn't know what domestic violence was. I didn't have no idea what it was. I was getting ready to be 11 years old. This happened a few days before I turned 11, so I'm not sure what domestic violence was at that time. But my older sister, she had a relationship with her youngest son's father, and it's like he was more or less a controlling type guy. He wanted to do things that he wanted to do, but he didn't want her doing nothing without him being a part of it. So she would talk about leaving and all that stuff, and every time she would, he would catch her alone and he beat on her, whatnot. And then if we try to get involved, she tells us don't get involved and all that stuff. And when she did finally get enough nerve up to really leave this guy, he tracked her down. He tracked her down like a dog and killed her in front of my grandma at a party on New Year's Eve. I mean, I understand. I can't understand, like Coco said, I can't understand the level of abuse that Kathy went through, having to go through all that sex stuff and all that stuff. Cause I know my sister, she wasn't into none of that stuff, and I'm hoping, no, my mom wasn't into that stuff neither. So I'm not sure what level would bring somebody to go back to that.
I'm sorry,
But I
Paul.
know
And
just from a
somebody
little
got
bit.
an echo that's crazy and it's kind of drowning Paul out. So while Paul talking, I'm gonna just ask if everybody can kind of mute until.
Hello, 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 hello.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know what makes the woman stay after the first incident of abuse. Not only should they leave and not come back, but to stay after the first incident of abuse. So if they stay after that first, you would think, well, then after that first, y'all should be gone. But they don't go. They stay. And it's fear.
yeah, but
It's fear. They pretend that it's something else. I watched I watched my sister put on a facade for everybody. Like everything was all right. I watched her do this, but everything wasn't all right because who's it? Okay, is that me? I don't. Hello. Okay. One night he hit her in the face with a gun just because a guy spoke to her. She didn't tell us about this And we seen her about 2 weeks and her face was really going back down, but you could see a little swelling. That's what happened. And said nothing. My nephew had to tell us what happened. He was the same age that I was when my mom was killed, when his mom, my sister, was killed, 11. So I mean, I respect where you coming from. I respect what you say, cause I don't see how in the world you go back to nobody just dogging you out like that. That right there,
Well,
I don't see.
in
I
this
mean,
case,
it's a whole lot of stuff of being scared and all that stuff. But no, I'm gonna tell you what. You think this little of me that you me being all listen. I mean, just man, I can't even talk about that. But yeah, it's just so much. It's just so a thin line between domestic abuse and domestic abuse with foolishness in it. That's all I'm gonna say about that foolishness. That's foolishness.
yeah,
And
I think
you see when I spoke earlier, I didn't say nothing about her. I was talking about everybody else. I didn't say nothing about her.
yeah, I think he was talking about in Cassie's situation. It's like
Yeah.
they gave her like she settled for the 20 mil, then she got the 10 mil from the hotel. My only thing that looked a little shaky was like I said, when she left for a period of time, she reached out to him. I get Stockholm syndrome, but there's a reason they did not want her medical things and her mental health brought up. But it came up a little bit where she had some disorders going on, and part of those things was not just only resulting from the perspective that I see it from, and when you look at theories and things like that, wasn't just from a place of Stockholm. She had some other mental things going on as well, where she was also drawn and she also displayed something. And I'm not victim shaming because he was absolutely wrong for how we saw the physical evidence of that. But I just don't know, or I personally haven't seen, and people please correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows, like women who get away for years, get married, and then you reach out and you still need closure from the person who you wanted to get your way. You're supposed to be safe, but you're going to go back and you're still willing to freak off. That's the part that had me side eyeing. I think that's where he's coming from. But I don't, like I said, I don't know. It's too many narratives when it comes to this whole thing.
yeah, I totally agree because my thing is if she took the money like she did, and she admitted it, then that tells you right there it was about the money for her, and she compromised her morals for the money. You see what I'm saying? And that's the problem in a lot of that industry, especially if they go commercial with that's what happened with Craig Mag, and that's why he got clipped and Biggie. But that's a whole different topic. Now I wish they can't bring that up in the court in the court because that has nothing to do with what's going on with that case. That's a totally separate case. You know what I'm saying? But we all know, you know, those that know that lived up north, that lived in New York City, they know how grimy and how P Diddy was and
I
is.
don't know. It might come up if they brought up Sugar. They brought up the situation with Sugar Knight.
Can y'all hear me?
Oh Lord. Hey Raven's house.
Uh-huh.
That's the only
I
people
do got something to say, but I'll let y'all
you
say
want to
it
tell
real
people who
quick.
you really are, because I really don't want to say that.
It's Jay. Um, all right. Audrey, want to say something. What up, Bosco? Jude, Paul, Mr. Q. My opinion on this topic is Puffy going to jail. It ain't about they trying to make it domestic, but this man have a history of threats in the music industry. Y'all remember Cadillac Records, right? That's how he acts. He's just trying to be the same person that his father was. His father was Lucas Driver. His father was a snitch. You know what I'm saying? And he got so much dirt under his belt, and he think his money can cover everything up, and it can't. Him beating on that girl is not the topic. That's just something. What they call it? They call it an advertiser. When you go
No,
to a
they're trying
restaurant,
to
you
say
get
they
something.
labeling as that the part of
That's
coercion.
that's going to lead to bigger cases that he has on his belt. Remember, Tupac's family opened up an investigation on the $1 million hit that he had on him. Then you got other artists like Albie Shore. You got people that died mysteriously when they get that's closer to him. So it's just like they said, when you look in the mirror and you look at yourself, you look at him and he think he's untouchable. One of the witnesses said he had 2 guns on him because he was going to go after Suge Knight in 96. But then you got to remember, this man told us that he can't go to jail for nothing. But it's more than one Kate, what's her name? Cassidy, whatever her name is. There's more to that. And then, like Bosco said, it's one person in jail now. No matter of fact, it's 2. Because Shine won't speak up. Nobody going to speak up about it. But R. Kelly knew a lot of shit. R. Kelly know a lot of shit, and it's going to be, I believe, like, I don't know if it's going to be a month. I'll say about 3 more weeks. Then you're going to start seeing people really start coming out. Because they want him to come home, but some people want him to stay in there. Cassie's just an appetizer. Albie Shore's supposed to go on the stand. He's supposed to go on the stand sometime this week or next week. And he already said this man tried to assassinate me. So, and then you got to look at it. They try to say it ain't sex trafficking. And then they try to compare it to the R. Kelly case. So what do you call a stripper when you bring him to a hotel in another state? That's sex trafficking. To have sex with your wife or your girlfriend, it's sex trafficking.
That's trafficking.
So, but his case is different, they said. They, like I said, this man is going to go to jail. Jay-Z is somewhere up in there too. And as soon as it get to that point, they going to lock either Jay up. And I said it, Bosco, remember I said it. Jay-Z next.
You know something, J-Bear? I was saying Albie Shore, Christopher Williams, and the other one. When they come up, that's when it's going down. Because Albie Shore is supposed to be dead.
What up, Mr. Mike?
Is supposed to be dead, but they're still alive.
After Bosco, if Mike got something, we're going to do 10 minutes on this and I'm going to move to something else. So we're going to let
I'm gone.
Mike, you got anything?
For P. Diddy?
Yeah. I mean, welcome, Michael.
Hey, welcome. No, I don't talk on rich people problems.
All right. Well, happy Gemini season.
It has begun.
Well, we go.
Okay. I'm glad you're here because you're actually right on time for our next topic, Mike.
Well, I'll see y'all later. Y'all be great.
All right,
hey, thank you. Next topic is, I think Jude and I talked about it. Well, Bosco and I too a little earlier. So, did you send me this, Bosco, or did I say we were just going to touch on it? Mike's boss, the Trumpster. So, with him welcoming the Caucasians of the South African country and saying that they need to protect. So he had a meeting today. Did anybody watch the meeting at the Oval Office today?
Some of it I got off of it because he was getting on my nerves.
Did you watch it, Bosco? Did anybody see that? Or has anybody saw about the white farmers, quote unquote?
You mean the what's been going on in South Africa for 3 years? Yeah.
I'm just following. I'm trying to make sure everybody on the same page. If not, I'm gonna go to something else because I want to kind of get everybody take. Is everybody familiar with what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on him only stating out of his mouth that they need to save the white farmers, and I quote what he said today was because they're under attack and being killed by the blacks in Africa. And then I'll get to what my sister has said, but she checked them on the spot. But continue.
All right. What I saw with this was I said to myself, okay, he's bringing the white farmers over. Uh, South Africa is 90% black, okay? But they only own 4% of the farmland. And him bringing the white farmers on over is telling me that what he's in my mind is what he's trying to do is restore the balance. He's trying to bring balance to the white supremacist regime because the white people are thinning out. Their population is thinning out here in America. So what they're trying to do is bolster up those numbers so that they remain the majority of within the white supremacist structure. Um, I don't know if he's going to be bringing more over. I read that he's going to be bringing more over and to try to make things as equal in his eyes as they are quote unquote unequal in his eyes. If you know what I'm saying. Trump, we all know the guy is a racist. Okay, he doesn't hide. Dog whistles the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking what he's trying to do is trying to help repopulate the white population to get them back up to the numbers that they were used to having. Because what they pride themselves on is numbers. It's having a huge amount of numbers. So that way they can be like, okay, yeah, we are the dominant people. We got 60% white, 13% black, 5% Asian, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the Hispanics are taking over that you know what I'm saying, that second place, and they're about to overwhelm the whites pretty soon. And he wants to stop that. That's why he's trying to deport all the Latinos out. That's why he's trying to, get rid of black folks altogether. But it ain't gonna work. It simply will not work.
Yeah, ready?
Anybody else?
So it's all about the numbers game. Plus, after apartheid, the white people felt like they could hold on to a percentage of power, and I forgot the guy name who started the revolutionary of uh patronizing their lands back. Plus, the white people can always go back where they from. So they keep talking about these white South Africans. These people are from Dutch, right? These people are from the Dutchlands that decided to stay. They're known as the Boers. They could always leave. And Trump do need the numbers now because the white population isn't populating. Um, as we move closer to 2030, they say that the white race will disappear. It's going to be nothing but a mixed race people here. Um, and he got checked on it earlier. Like they can go home. They don't have to come here. They can go back to where the fuck they from. And I think people keep forgetting that white people was invented during slavery. There's no such thing as the white race. There's Irish, there's Dutch, there's Italian. These people can all go home. So when people have these arguments, especially amongst us, where they be like, "Oh yeah, black people can come back to Africa," we was already here. But when you start asking these white people where you from, y'all from England. Go back to England, go back to Scotland, goes back to Ireland, go back to the Netherlands, all that shit. What y'all didn't want to get rid of, y'all didn't want to relinquish was the power until them black farmers start putting the guns to y'all, taking the lands that your ancestors had already stolen.
Sound familiar, don't it?
Exactly, right. That's what it is. It's just called reverse racism, they call it.
You're on
Well,
me.
it sound familiar
I
for this
know.
country as well.
I agree with what Mike said, and I
Yeah.
agree with Q said. I have nothing else to say because they said what I was going to say.
All
Next.
I got to say is that's what they get for sleeping with the slaves, raping the women and the men, procreating mixed race. I know it ain't only happen here, but I'm speaking on America and them bringing them to South Africa. If you mad that the white race is, depleting in numbers,
Mhm.
well, y'all was pressed to sleep with the women. It ain't our fault. Like y'all can blame the forefathers, the founding fathers, to be honest. But a lot of the things that they don't like that happen today.
Mhm.
That's all I got to say about it. Donald Trump is an asshole.
Well, I believe I saw, if I'm not mistaken, I believe I saw an African leader and some of his members of his cabinet in the White House with Trump, explaining to the media, whoever was asking questions about are they killing the white farmers over there and running them off or whatnot. And the president man said, of course not. He said if we was doing that, then these two gentlemen here wouldn't be here with me.
Yeah.
He said the president needs to sit down and be able to listen to what's going on. He
Yeah.
said, no, we're not killing them. It's time for them to go. Go. They're not gonna kill you. Go. Get your ass on up out of here. Y'all done flourished long enough. And I said that sounds familiar to over here because the same thing that they did over there, the Boers, the Afrikaners, all that stuff, is the same thing that they doing right here. It's the
Wow.
same thing. It's the same thing in America.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry. That went way smoother and shorter than what I had anticipated. I want to just say today is May 21st, and it is the first time that all of us have pretty much been like, yep, that's it. That's all I got. Because I agree with all y'all.
I
But
like the way Jew put it. She was
I
all
do too.
eloquent, and she was like, "I hate that mother."
See, that's she a
Listen,
fake.
man.
That's why
Listen,
she a
man.
fake. But
Listen,
so
man.
I'm gonna go to the next topic. Something that I wanted to bring back. I know we talked about like prejudice and all of that stuff last week. So there's something that I wanted to touch on. Is everybody familiar with professional prejudice? Because we didn't talk about that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So for those of you guys who are maybe listening and watching, let me just say, all right, I'm a, Rich told me this part. I had to go into my local Google, and I know you lying. Wait a minute, hold up, where you go? Put it up here. Okay. Professional prejudice, also known as unconscious or implicit bias, refers to preconceived notions or attitudes about individuals or groups based on race, gender, age, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or other protected characteristics, which can negatively impact the workplace. These biases can influence hiring decisions, promotions, performance evaluations, and other important workplace dynamics. Um, I wanted to touch on it because I had this conversation before, and a lot of people don't understand. Personal bias is major in a lot of aspects of just life in general, but it does play a huge part in our professional lives, no matter what profession that you're in. At some point, even in, especially when it comes to hiring, promotions, things like that, a lot of people in certain positions have personal bias and they base their decisions as far as professionally based on how their personal perspective, opinion, whatever you want to call it, on someone else. What are y'all thoughts on that?
Okay, I just did this.
You did an in-service?
I went through this. So this happened to me in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I was advised don't go to a HBCU, right? I was told not to go by an HR representative. Says if you go to a HBCU, no matter what your qualifications is, if they come across and they see that you went to a HBCU, you may find your resume in the trash. So we all decided to go to either trade schools or PWIs, which is public white institutions. Um, as I got into IT and found out it was just me, it's just my black ass. I realized that I was fighting to not be given the grunt work. You know what I'm saying? I'm an engineer. Why am I fixing cables and pulling cables and whatnot? Um, I even got escorted off a military base for allegedly dropping a server on a guy's foot and almost about to fight in the data center.
Who you?
Um, yeah, the MPs allegedly escorted me off of Aberdeen Proving Ground back in 2015, allegedly, for actions that, they couldn't prove. Um, but it happens. It happens all the time. It's the most interesting stuff when you go into a space where whites dominate completely, and you come in with more experience than the people who hired you.
That was it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
I agree, but I also, it's unfortunately, it also happens in the most diverse companies as well, and places with black leadership. And I noticed that a lot. When it comes to decision making and professional things like that, and it's disheartening in some situations. Um, I've experienced it before with personal bias, but I think it also conditions you of how to handle situation. It's humbling. I will say that because a lot of times we go through this thing where, oh, I'm experienced, I'm here. You hear everybody gonna pop that shit about their knowledge or whatever. You can have all the degrees, all the things in the world. And I tell my friends this, yeah, we we may have these degrees, we may have this and the third, but at the end of the day, you are who you are. It is what it is. It's all about how them people gonna feel about you, or what they think you represent. But a lot of times when it comes to our own, there also can be cultural differences that play. Like we talked about it up here. Like even though we're both black, where I'm from, where you from, they're different cultural norms. So that can also play a part, and they can judge you based on that, where you from. And even going down to the resume, somebody may say, oh, Mike live at Park Heights, Chanel live in Towson. You feel me? So we gonna hire her because Mike might come in here ghetto because he reside in Park Heights. When you haven't even met Mike, interviewed Mike, his resume is impeccable, but you're gonna judge him based on his demographical, location. That's crazy. Anybody else got
Yeah, I
It's
totally
Park
agree.
Heights.
Totally agree because I used to live in Baltimore too, so I know Park Heights, House, and all that area too. Um, Here in Atlanta, I'm going right now 8 months out. I haven't been working in 8 months. Just send out resumes left and right. Getting rejected in IT and all of that. But I've been in IT for 13 years, and the white people can't stand the fact that I know more than them. They hate that. They don't like intelligent black men because I'm a threat to them.
Mhm.
So just they're gonna be like, you're not qualified to do this, even though I'm a high level engineer. I know what I'm doing. I work in MSPs, and, you know what I'm saying? And
Pause.
they were like,
What, you using a Bluetooth?
huh? Yeah,
You using a Bluetooth?
yeah.
Is it making you sound low?
That's what's echoing.
And it sounds
All
like
right,
you said some good stuff. I just want to make sure you heard it. That's all.
hold on. Let me switch to my laptop mic.
Or can you just use the audio from your laptop?
Yeah, that's what I do. Switch it over.
But anybody want feelings, so we don't have this speak.
I'm with y'all on that, and that's the issue we have in our community. It's probably everywhere, but yeah, I mean, what's been said is basically what I feel like. Same thing. It's just a lot of things we need to correct, and yeah, I'm with them on this.
You ever hear the thing, and I'm quite sure we've all heard it, when people be like, be careful what you name your children. Because if the
Yeah,
name sounds too black or too
Yeah.
ethnic, and on their
yeah.
resume,
Yep.
they're going to discard it. That actually happens.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Still
but
to
I
this
was
day. So I think it, when you come in, you can be even like I said, black men, even like with black women. This is from experience, and oh my god, it's unfortunate to say this, but what I find disheartening is you can be a, a black woman, I'm on because I'm a black woman. I can speak from that thing. You can go in, you can have the experience. You ready to be a team player. You ready to just kill it, be a part of the team, do what you want to do, and then oftentimes other black women will feel threatened by that woman, and then it becomes this whole big thing. And that's another. I look at it as, I guess I would put that in the thing of like the cultural prejudice almost onto that bias, because I don't like to use the word oh they a hater, but they don't want to see you like progress. So it goes into like what Quentin was saying, like sometimes which one of y'all said it, Quentin or Mike, when you said sometimes when you go in and you have this experience and then you're intimidated by a person of another race, a lot of times
Yeah.
it's also within your own race.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as a woman, I've experienced that when it comes to other African American women in leadership. You know what I mean? And it's like, and you be looking like, I ain't even on that. Like, what you on? And you wondering why you're either being isolated or certain things. And they will block you from progressing, whereas though you could be in a place where there's room for growth. But if that person don't like you or they feel like, oh, well, you this, you that, and it's not, you're just being you. You're just showcasing your true talent. They try to purposefully hinder you, and you got to go externally. And I just think that's kind of messed up. But that's just something I've experienced, throughout in my career.
No, no, we talking about cultural biases. So,
Yeah,
um,
I
everybody's
just like I
surprised.
just thought all that. I be off
Oh,
topic.
yeah, yeah. Everybody be
I be
surprised that
off
I'm from
topic.
Baltimore. So everybody surprised I'm from Baltimore. I get the whole once I start telling people I'm from Baltimore. Oh no, Mike, for real? Like, and then to get back with Quentin, like I applied in Atlanta too, bro. I went all the way to Bunkhead to get a job and found out them black people. It ain't even the white people. The black people blocked me for an IT job at ADP. I mean, blocked me, bro. Like I went in, I did the written test, I did the technical test. The white man said you did an excellent job. The guy who recruited me said, "Well, I can't really relocate you down here." I said, "How? That was part of the contract, bro." So I stayed.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I also applied for Cisco. I passed state stuff. The white guy said, "Okay, Mike, we'll get back with you with the recruiter who was a black woman." And she did not contact me for a whole year. So I started realizing what this was. Culturally, it's we you are an exceptional nigga. And we can't have an exceptional nigga come down here. Because everybody that walks into that building, you have sold to be exceptional that is average.
Mhm.
Because if I can impress a engineer who's been doing networks for 18 years without you and me and him is not reading the script, we having a general conversation, MPLS designs and the whole 9 yards, and he tell you, I love this guy. We need him. And then you block me because everybody else that you recruited before me ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So especially in IT, it get really sticky. Like I tell people in IT, come back, come back, get your clearances, get your fucking sponsorships up here, and then go overseas and get your bread, man. But to stay here, to go to like Atlanta, I would never move down there. Culturally, never. You couldn't even pay me enough to move down there unless I'm working for the FBI. So, but for the most part, I'm not going. And it was a terrible thing. Like, yo, I caught the train down there. You know what I'm saying? I passed it. I showed up. I showed out. Them white people love me. That recruiter told me I cannot. I do not have a way to get you down here. I looked at the contract and said, hold on, but they say they have an allotment to bring me down here, and
Mhm.
that's when I knew I do not engage with black recruiters. I'm officially prejudiced. If a black recruiter called me, hello, yes, what's your name again? Oh no, no, no. Well, send me an email.
Mhm.
I need to look you up on LinkedIn. Once I see they black, oh no, I don't reach out back to them. I'm good. And as
Mhm.
fucked up as it sound, I got to protect my brand.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't like working for under black leadership either.
No.
I've worked under black leadership. I've worked under different kind of black leadership.
Yeah.
I worked under the type of black leadership where they forgot where they came from. I've worked under the black leadership where they were ignorant and ghetto,
Mm-hmm.
and I worked under the kind that was like kind of, you know, like you deserve to be where you are. I see you worked hard to get there. Um, I just prefer to work under. Don't get me wrong. I haven't worked under a black man yet. I don't think, but I prefer to work. If I had to work under a leadership, a man. Hate women don't hate me on that, but I don't care what it is. If you white or black or Asian, it seems like women are the biggest haters when it comes to promotion. Um,
Mm-hmm.
um, I feel like I've been more rewarded working under races of leadership than black, and I've been held back by black.
Mm-hmm.
Same
Um,
here.
Yep,
yeah.
I agree.
Same here.
I've gotten more help. Like if I lacked in the area, I've been sent to classes and all types of things. You know, things that enhance me when I
Mm-hmm.
step out the box. You know, like I can go on an interview. I go to work, no bull crap. I do not dress professional. I wear like some pair of pants and a t-shirt almost every day, but my customer service is better than most 99% of the people I engage with. You know, like I don't know. I take pride in what I do, regardless of anything. But I used to hate it getting overlooked. But I'm like Mike. I only want to interview if I walk in that interview and I'm sitting there talking to a bunch of black people. Them interviews are usually like they turn into like I'm talking to my friends.
Yep.
Same.
Yep.
I'm echoing.
Are
Is
you
that me or is that one of y'all?
are you
Not me.
outside?
No, you sound fine. It might be just
Oh,
the earpiece.
oh okay.
No, I wasn't deep. I sound like she outside.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I'm
definitely agree with
echoing.
that. I think part of it is also when it comes to like men and people of other cultures, they're not going to have you. They're going to make sure you excel because you're a represent. They understand that you're a representation of their leadership. Whereas though our own is like they want you like but really like I'm a reflection of you. So
Yep.
you will want to see me fail. So it speaks up to how you lead and how you manage. And it's just crazy that you can excel and get what you need from somebody who may low key really dislike you because of what you look like, but they'll feed on your strengths and build your weaknesses because they don't want you to make them look bad, and they need to take the credit for your work, and they understand how that power play go.
You know,
Whereas
some
we get it wrong. You feel me? I'm
yeah,
sorry. Welcome, Raina.
oh
Hello,
yeah.
hello.
What's up, niece? Yeah, I agree because we're working and just like Drew said, and I know a lot of people gonna say, "Oh, you saw." I've worked for blacks, I've worked for whites, I worked for males, I worked for females, and although I've had to fight with white people where I work, the one thing I did find, I moved up because when I showed them, look, I ain't the one. I know what I know. I got that respect. Like, okay, this guy, like my niece would tell you, anywhere I've worked, she tell you, I walk up in there, I'm like, yo, come up here and get a free meal. Come up here in the kitchen. She'll tell you, she right there. I used to hook up, get to the bar. What you want? They got you at the bar. Drink what you want. Because when I went in and let them know, look, this is what I do. To where when I work for a black person, yo, man, we need to do this. It's like if I had to, it's like, okay, if I work for a black man, it was like, okay, but yo, man, look, we need to do this. It became like kind of a confrontation. Like, oh, well, you act like you trying to outdo me. No, man. I'm giving a suggestion. When I work for a black woman, it's like it was a controlling thing. Like my last job, I left because not my last, but the one before, it was a controlling thing. And even my GM said she's controlling. But when I work for the white guy, my niece would tell you, I was like, yo, man, we ain't doing it that way. Because that's not the way you're supposed to do it. He was like, oh, okay. And like, because I was a chef. He was a chef. He said, no. I said, I'm about procedures. This is the way we're supposed to do it. And when they saw that, his boss was like, yo, I need you to be here. I don't. They're still calling me to come back. And I've been gone almost 2 months. They still want me to come back. I'm like, no, I'm not coming back. I'm going to the college to work.
I
But
knew
I
it.
Because
find,
you're a good worker.
yeah,
Yep, I
I
knew that.
found out working with white people, you might have to fight them.
Yeah.
And then yeah, the racism is there. But when you go in there and you do your shit, you know, they be like, all right, this nigga, you know, I don't like this nigga, but let me move him up. To where black people, you gotta like, yo, man, what? It's like you gotta put your hands up, like, yo, dude, look, I'm just trying to talk to you. I ain't trying to fight you. There's no professionalism. Like Jude said about like any interview I go to, I come in uniform. I wear my chef coat, my chef hat, pants. I got my tools on my back. Because the way they do chefs, when you go in the kitchen, they interview and they put you in the kitchen. And see, a lot of guys, when they come in the interview, they come in their regular call, like, dude, you need to come to work because they're going to put you in the kitchen. And when I went there, they gave the dude, the guy that interviewed, he said, this is your kitchen right here. That's just what he said. This is your kitchen. This is your staff. Right out the interview. And the white guys that came in like that, no, you got to follow me, homie. Listen to me, you know. Nah, he might be the chef, but this is my kitchen. I do things this way. This way I do it. And
y'all chefs are something else.
but
I
see,
watch the cooking shows. Y'all don't play. They don't play in the
but you know
kitchen.
what? You know what, Jude? Those are chefs, but that's not the right way of being a chef. I found the guy that taught me, Chef Tracy, he's from Scotland. He said, "Look, you can get stuff knocked out. You ain't got to raise your voice at nobody." And I found out, even when I just left the job, I didn't have to raise my voice at nobody, and they did everything I asked them to do. You don't have to be an ass. Chefs are ass, but you don't have to be one. Because I'll be like, yo, can you do this? Now, if you don't do it, like, yo, man, didn't I ask you to do this? But you wilding out now. You know,
Right.
I'll be like, yo, can you do this for me? When they do it, I'm like, yo, you go home. Because my philosophy is this. If I have to do your job, I don't need you.
Mm-hmm.
So I know one walks out on me.
I couldn't be a chef because don't
Yes, you
be
can.
fucking up people's food. Because I be mad when
Yes,
my
you can.
food come out messed up.
Yes, you can. You can. When you come in, you set your
Like I'm in this raggedy ass cafeteria again.
do it. You just gotta show people. You show people the way you want it done, and you talk to them the way you want it done with respect. They'll put out food.
That's true though.
Yeah, they'll put out food. You be like, damn, that looks good. That's all you gotta do.
I forgot to say something. Don't judge me this, and we're gonna get right back. I'm gonna let y'all say what y'all gotta say. Back on the Diddy thing, I know it was a lot of stuff going on, and he did a lot of bad things. Did y'all see some of the stuff he was using? So, do you mix like the baby oil and the Astroglide together? Like, what was that?
You know. Can I just say?
I know what you were gonna say. That's why I started laughing.
With that right there, I'm glad you brought that back up. You know what that taught me? Not to never ask nobody again. Do you got some lotion? Can you got some lotion? I will keep my own goddamn lotion, baby oil. All if it ain't mine, it came from my house. I don't even want it.
Hey, Jude.
No.
That's about my bug out bag. I got my car, but I got a bug out bag. My bug out bag got lotion in there too.
Oh, you're spending like that?
Nobody
You got Astroglide in there too? So, but the thing he was like, they said he heated up. So I'm like, so you gotta have it warm. And some stuff. Well, I low key want to like.
If you want some baby oil and stuff like that, well, see, I'm speaking from a man's point of view. When you want some baby oil, I'm going to explain it to you. I'm going to explain it to you. Like us men. Now, I don't know about men to. Listen. I'm schooling you right now. Listen, I don't know about men today, but when we came up in the 80s and the 90s, you warm that baby all up, and you got that woman laying on that bed. You drop that on her back. You guarantee to stay the night with her.
Oh, let me go. I'll be like, Diddy, give me 50 bottles of baby.
She not. You drop that warm baby oil on her back. You're not going home tonight. You staying there all night. You might stay. You might have breakfast in the morning.
But it was just baby oil, right? He put shit in here.
No, that wasn't just baby oil. No,
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you, Bosco. You was just using just baby oil.
I ain't using no Astroglide. That's
what I'm saying.
Nah. I use the baby oil if I need to.
I mean, all right. So in the 90s, you know what I'm saying, they used to use baby oil with muscle relaxer.
Yeah, right, exactly, Mike.
Yeah, they used to use baby oil with muscle relaxer, the OGs, you feel me? Because they put the muscle relaxer. Yeah, put the muscle relaxer in the baby oil. Should relax, should be just nice.
Be just right.
So you end up going to sleep after you rub it down.
I mean, heat it up. I was like, heat it
Yeah,
up.
yeah. That was an old school thing, and you heat it up. You put it in a pot of water, and you just
I
boil it.
am
Yeah.
appalled. Like that's just, you know.
I'm sitting here. Y'all got me rolling. Cause he went
Look,
Teddy Pendergrass spot.
that's right.
That's
You
what
put
he did.
it up. You put Teddy
Hey,
He
well,
went,
Paul,
on.
someone's made
Yeah, I know I
someone's
should
made
be
on the
kind
Teddy
of like, but
Pendergrass,
I
you know?
was really intrigued when that part. I was like, he heated it up.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, you're supposed to boil
Yeah.
it.
he said, turn
Yeah.
off
Boil it in
the
water.
Yeah.
Okay,
light.
Boil
Right
the
up.
water.
okay,
Put a pot of water.
I just wanted to get that
Boil.
because I knew it couldn't have been just me. I'm like,
He
It
said, rub
wasn't
me
just
down
you,
some
Coco,
hot
because I'm
burning
like,
oil.
what happens when you mix them together? Do it just get like?
You rub it on the. You rub it
Well,
down with it,
Yeah, you
Coco.
Hey,
rubbing it
rub me
down with
down
it.
some hot
Yeah.
burning oil. You
Yeah.
know what Teddy said.
Yeah,
like a
you rub it
like you
massage,
don't
like
know.
Yeah.
like giving a massage, like a massage or
You
rub
rub
it
It's a
on
them
the
down.
massage
Rub
body.
them
oil.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't act like you don't
You
know what
know.
Teddy said. You know
And
what
see,
Teddy said.
Exactly, Paul. Exactly.
No, I
but check
just
it. So
had
I play
no.
with
You had
I play with
heated
wax.
massage oil, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
never
You went to
tried
wax, Mike.
baby
Yeah,
oil
I'm in
and
wax
heat
place.
You know what
It's the
Teddy
same
said.
thing.
Coco, stop acting like that. You know what
right.
Teddy said. Teddy
Yeah.
said, rub me down some hot burning oil.
Right. Tell about the wax. Oh yeah, that wax is the business.
Yeah. Like I'm
No,
in the wax
okay,
place,
okay.
so
I know about the wax thing, but no, what I'm saying
That
is
wax
because
is
you know
next
they get
level right there.
massage oil that get that heat up as you
Man,
rub it.
that wax.
right.
So I've utilized that the massage
Yeah.
oil that heats up with the friction, but I
Right.
ain't never heat up no baby oil. And but I'm
Yeah.
I
asking
have.
you. I
That's
gotta
Old
mix
school.
I gotta mix the Astroglide with the
heat that baby oil up and put it on you.
But you don't have to put the Astroglide. You can mix whatever you want.
Yeah, you don't have
Codeine,
to put
whatever.
Astroglide.
They used to do a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, muscle, like you said, muscle
Get a whole
relaxer.
muscle
Yeah.
relaxer. All that. The thing
Yeah.
is to make sure that she's comfortable and
Yeah.
relaxed.
Relax.
Don't know what
I'm gonna just combine them and I'm gonna let y'all know what had happened.
Okay.
I
You
love
gonna
it. I'm bringing my own goddamn pool
Yeah.
if I want a massage.
See, Fallon don't realize that's what I'm gonna do when I see her. You don't realize she ain't in the comments right now, but she watch she play. I'm gonna take her right to my Hilton room, like lay your ass down. I got some baby oil and hot and some muscle relaxer. She's like, yeah, I love that man. Bosco.
Oh my god!
That Bosco nigga, he a bad.
Bosco, no, not my
Bosco
family.
is a bad mother. Shut your mouth.
On his shit, like, oh my god! Why?
No.
I ain't playing. You hear that, Fallon? I'm gonna get you. I got baby oil running in my home right now.
I just need to be at the wedding.
Muscle relaxer in there too. I got it.
You got muscle relaxers? Is it in the LV bag?
Dude, I got bad knee. I got arthritis in my knees. I got muscle relaxer.
Yeah, hey,
Oh,
don't tell me you're doing the Bill Cosby on them.
Oh, nah, I don't.
Get the leg swell,
pops and shit.
See, you go Cosby,
No.
that you got the charge. I'm ordering the muscle relaxer. I go use it. After that, it's a charge there.
I'm sorry, where Raina at? She been quiet. I know she want be back on professional. What was we talking about?
Professional
baby oil and the Astroglide.
You the one brought up the baby oil.
I had learned
the intelligent black man. The intelligent black man in the workplace is a threat, not only to the white man, but also to his own people. Because his own people see this man as a threat because he's moving where they can't go. The white man fears him because, damn, he's going to bypass me and going where I'm trying to go. So the intelligent black man has it from all around. The professional hatred, or whatever you want to call it. It comes from white, black, Indian, Asian, whoever. We are just the target for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we come in there with the tap dancing and all that bull drinking and all that jiving around, then, hey, we good people and shit. Because we ain't trying to advance in a job. You know, we just come to hang out, do our little work, and know what, blah, blah, blah. When you come in and show them that you mean business, oh, you a threat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you going to get it from everybody unless you play the dumb role. So, Shane, I mean, like Q said, Q said being an intelligent black man is dangerous.
Mm.
Well, they banned they banned the movie called The Spook That Sat by the Door for a reason.
My favorite movie.
That's my favorite movie. So we went in intelligently and understood that the older generation ain't acquire knowledge and come back to the hood and teach. Even though that's what the white man was scared of, whether it was Vietnam, whether it was on the workplace, they never really came back to teach shit until Bruce Lee started teaching black people karate. Other than that, the black
Especially in
man
New
ain't
York.
yeah, the black man ain't come back and teach shit. If you go to New York, 52 blocks fighting is still the way New York in the Bronx fight and in the Brooklyn. Okay. That's the only thing that you can say that the brothers up north taught themselves was how to fight. Right. But
Bruce Lee.
anything else outside of the job, outside of weapon training, any of that, they failed us completely. You know what I'm
Bruce
saying?
Lee.
And the only reason why I got better, and I be in New York, I be in Queens. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at a 5%er. You know what I'm saying? I was part of the gods in the earth, so you know what I'm saying. I learned a lot going up there to see it, but on like a grassroots coming home, my uncle taught me how to shoot. He was in the army, but to come back and really see like us intelligent black people coming back and trying to throw game, we always get hated on. Like I take IT seriously. I promote it on my page. I've been helped a few people. Now I found something called a merchant mariner seaman. I didn't even know that existed. I found out the information. I went to go see the maritime up here. She explained that if I get into this cohort in 3 years, I can be a captain of a ship. I said, well, shit, I didn't even know this was a thing. I didn't know that a person in high school, all you need was a high school diploma, get your TWIC card, get your passport, get your MMC, and you can go work on a ship right now. So I said, damn, if we'd have known that, a lot of us wouldn't have been in jail. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us wouldn't have sold drugs. We don't know anything about this information. The lady told me, she said, yeah, but we're bad at marketing our job with all the job shortages we had. I said, no, let's keep it frank. Y'all don't market it because it's a white majority job. And the only reason why it's getting popular now because the kids on TikTok from Florida and Virginia has been putting everybody on game. Other than that, you would have never knew that you could have just get your TWIC card at 18, go and do some basic swimming and some training shit for $2,000 when we was out there peddling whatever we was peddling to go work on a ship and go see the world without even joining the military. So that's a star struck I learned today. It isn't even about it is about professionalism, but 9 times out of 10, it's everybody trying to hold on to their place in this world, especially when they come to jobs. So you never knew no black captains come on and try to get kids to go work on ships, cruise lines, and none of that shit. So especially in the hoods, like if I'd have known that, like I said, I probably wouldn't even went to college. You know what I'm saying? The lady, I met one of the captains. Yeah, I was a captain for 20 years. I retired. I make $250,000. Who the fuck knew that y'all niggas make this much money? Up with the $300,000. All them boat accidents that been happening, they all started at one level or another, and they clocked in 200,000. I talked to the lady. She said, "Oh yeah, we got a cohort you can get in for 45,000, and you could be a captain in 3 years." What the fuck? I knew nothing about it, bro. I'm like, shit. Well, if I retire from IT, fuck, I go work on a boat. Basic geometry, trajectory, they gonna teach you. I was like, yo, I could literally take my son and his friends and pay $2,000 and put their ass to work. Whether they start at the lower level cleaning tanks, we know nothing about it. So when I started realizing, even in IT, it was a cultural blockage. They were surprised to see black people coming in IT that wasn't military. Now, if you was military, they expected you to be a 25 Bravo, but if you coming from the streets and you know this shit, bro, these people used to be acting crazy towards me. You wasn't in the military? Fuck no.
Yeah.
You ain't joined no service? No. But how did you do it? I'm like, shit. I went to a Cuban woman helped me out when a black man said he couldn't help me, which was fucked up. The black man in Miami said, I can't help you. I was in that bitch. The Cuban lady said, I see that you failed the test by 1 point. I have this program. Do you want to enter it? I'm like, what I got to do? Get food stamps. That's it. And then I ran out there, bitch, to go get some stamps. First time my black ass ever had food stamps. So it always it's. I think everybody's trying to hold on to something. You know what I'm saying? It's imaginary. It's like an imaginary thing. Everybody want to hold on to some shit instead of being to the next person like, "Hey, take this shit and let me see what you do," or let's get together and talk. Because even when I have talks with IT guys, I always bump into the jerk IT guy. Like, nigga, you know you black, right?
Right.
I said, you know you black. He
Yep.
forgets he black. Like, how the fuck you forget you black? Oh no, I don't think I need to sit around and talk to you niggas. What the fuck is we talking? We talking about coming up with a program. Nah, bro. It's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of them niggas, bro. In IT, it's a lot of them niggas, especially in the government. There's a whole bunch of these Uncle Tom ass niggas. Oh, I can't talk to you. I'm a Mason. Well, nigga, so am I. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh. We can sit down and have a conversation. Nigga,
Yeah, they
fuck
killed
you.
me, man.
Yeah, nigga, fuck you. Like,
Yeah, they
Yeah,
killed
them Sambos killed me, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
And out in the street, they deep.
me. Yeah.
Okay, my fault. Marina has been up here really patiently. Is she still here?
I'm here. I'm listening.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought you
wonderful.
left. I thought
Sipping my wine because everybody keep talking.
Ooh, was that a dig? Was that a dig?
I'm just
That's
speaking facts. I'm just speaking facts. Okay. So, do you want me to talk about my own personal bias or professional bias that I have that I'm going through at the moment?
If you would like, sure.
Okay, here we go.
we got the combo.
So, I have a new person that I'm training, a Caucasian older woman. Um, she started maybe like 2 weeks ago. Background CNA, been doing it for like 20 years or whatever, working with Alzheimer's patients. She's in the OR now. Everybody knows I'm the OR princess, the OR Barbie. Um, Short and simple, when she came and shadowed me, I was like, okay, I got a feel for her. She didn't ask too many questions, but I was like, okay, well, let's see what she can do. I noticed there were some things about her, and it made me question her. And I'm like, okay, one thing I'm looking at besides you on the outside is what's going on in your mouth. What's going on in your mouth to me will kind of tell me a lot about you in a sense. If you're keeping your mouth clean, if you have good hygiene, it's like, okay, I can kind of trust you to make sure that you're turning these rooms over correctly so that we don't have SSIs on our behalf in the OR as a surgery aid. Um, my own bias is that I have a standard that not everybody is probably going to meet. But I hold that as a standard in the OR, especially I have a CNA background or one of my guys that I just trained, he's a Marine. I expect you to know how to keep order, how to, keep things sanitary and clean and um, I guess not cause a spread of contamination.
Right.
But I'm looking at her and then I can see things and I'm nitpicking. I'm like, okay, I gotta be patient because she's new. However, she's older. That's my personal advice. I feel like the older you get, the better you should be at certain things.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
But
ism.
but everything is not so common. And I've learned that from one of my supervisors that trained me. Um, I feel like because I have seniority and I'm the one who has the title as preceptor, they trust my opinion. But before the one was hired, I was like, okay, I see something in her, but something's not sitting right. And at this point, I'm like, I gotta separate myself from my own personal thing, looking in your mouth, seeing that you're not clean, looking at you, and you got this demon sitting inside of you, glaring at me, and then being like, okay, let me separate that and be the trainer, the preceptor. And it's kind of hard to separate it because not everybody goes deep on a spiritual level, but you can tell when there's, a spirit of jealousy,
Mhm.
a spirit of why is this young black girl training my old white ass? I mean, it's
Oh,
just,
okay. I see where you going at with it. Okay.
yeah. And so it's like, okay, I know that your demon is battling with me, but we got to get stuff done. And I've had to make sure that I come at her in a way that's not too demeaning and what's the other word I could use for it? Um,
Condescending.
I don't want to come off as like the loudmouth black woman that's being bossy, telling you what to do. So it's like I gotta think about what I'm saying before I say it to you, because automatically in my head I'd be like, "What the hell is going on? Like, what's going on? Why you're not getting this?" But then it's like, okay, I can't do that with you because for one, you're not one of my younger cohorts. You're older than me. Secondly, I gotta make sure that I'm not hurting your feelings.
Mhm.
And I spoke to one of my coworkers that trained me. She's in another department now. And I was like, well, how do I do this? Or why is it like this? And giving her a perspective of, okay, I'm a young black woman and I got to approach things different. Yeah, you may tell me this is what I could do or should do, but I got to be more sensitive to this person because their feelings are all in a bunch most of the time, those people.
Have you that's a lot. Have you tried to ask her maybe what's her teaching, like what's her learning style? Because sometimes the I think I get where you coming from because just may not be teachable, or y'all may be colliding on not knowing what her learning style is. Like, how does she retain the information? And
Yeah.
is she like real old, or is she just older than you?
She's older than me. She's like 40 something, but she looked mad old. And she had a life for the most part. You could tell she lived.
Well, she probably just gotta figure out what her learning style is, and I can come with like conversation. But
Yeah.
I get where you saying your personal bias is, but maybe it could be also she's adapting to the new environment. Your experience there, you've been there, so it's a couple of factors. um when training, like, look at it as though she's new. It could or could not be that she's learning from a younger person that's more upbeat, more mobile, more whatever. And like you said, if she lived a life, she could be bouncing back on her feet, which is nobody's business but her own. But on a professional standpoint, just to focus on or figure out what her strengths are. What is she strong in? What task is she
Right.
able to complete? Feed off of that, and then kind of merge the two in. Whereas though now the personal biases to the side. Now you're just focusing on what her abilities are. She got hired for a reason, so
Right.
she has to have something. So she may not be as meticulous as you are, but you can get her close to it because she is going to mimic some of the things that you do as you train her. So maybe
Yeah.
just try to have the conversation or ask, or sometimes we gotta ask, how am I doing? How do you feel working with me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that could be like a reflection of what's going on, and then y'all can bridge that gray area or the gap so that she can successfully be trained. Do that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was another thing that I did collaborate with my well, one of those directors that we have in the OR. We have two of them, and we kind of had that discussion too. And it's more so when I had that conversation yesterday, it was more so of like, okay, monkey see, monkey do, like you said. She's quick with it. Don't get me wrong. She's quick with it. But it's just like some things are just like, okay, we got to get this together. And just knowing the approach to give without being so harsh, you know? Um, today,
I mean, you might have to be direct because you can be professionally direct without it being crossing the boundaries, but you
Yeah, I
just got
took a
to
class on that.
feeling out of it. But you may have to have that realistic conversation. I'm sorry, Mike. Go
No, go ahead, go ahead. No, because I
ahead.
want to go after you. All right, so I train soldiers. Right, so I train kids. Um, so I know the training styles are different. Right, I know there's the ones who are technical, the ones who can read the books, the ones that like to be hands on, the ones that have the shadow. Right, I've trained older people who do not like to shadow. Right, for some odd reason, their egos is bigger than their knowledge. Right, and they hate for a young person. Because I had one guy like 50 years old. He hated shadowing me. Me and him had to have a serious conversation. And I told him, if you can show me one time that you can do the run, that you can do this switch like I showed you, I will not bother you. But if you mess up, you got to go back to shadowing me, right? He jumped the gun. He did it half right. I came back to him and said, listen, you got a week to show me that you can do it. I had to extend it, right? To see exactly how he would progress.
Mhm.
He ended up doing it well on Friday. He messed up the whole thing for the per week. Um, and I think that's what most older people want. They want to be able to prove to whoever their supervisor is that they can do it without being treated like a child. And that's my word of advice for you. Like I've been in situations where there's been old white people. I've been doing networking for 20 years. Well, sorry, my brother. This is the new network. You know what I'm saying? We configure firewalls all the way up to load balances, baby. You gonna have to catch up. But I realized that most of them look down at me. One, because I'm black. Two, because I'm young. I was like 25. This guy was 50. And then I had to realize, well, I need to give this person space and grace. You know what I'm saying? Because I realized most older people would say, I've been doing this for 100 years. Cool, show me.
Mhm.
And then I go back like a teacher said, well, this is wrong, and this is wrong. You know what I'm saying? I realized you have to actually make agreements and concessions with older people in the workforce. You know what I'm saying? You have to be like, okay, well, if you can do it, then I'll get off your back. But
Mhm.
if you don't, then that means I'm gonna be on your ass. And then come back to them and play the extended game.
Yeah, older people don't like to change. Once they get into a habit, they like it to stay that way because they usually are comfortable and this is the way they've been doing it and this is the way it works. But most people get that way. It's just that, over time, if you come into certain jobs and you get used to change, when if you come into a job where things change, like I work in healthcare, so things change all the time. So some people are used to it. I remember one time, my job did like they did like a thing where they got rid of a whole, position. And I watched a lot of older people that have been so stuck in this position and not willing to take classes where all of us were like in classes and doing a whole bunch of things and free classes, mind you. Some of us were paying for classes, some of us were going to free classes, some of us was just looking, shadowing, doing a bunch of different things to help us, excel. And when it came time for all of us to test now for these jobs to see if you qualified, though you've been doing this all these years, you didn't qualify for the job because you lacked a lot of knowledge for change.
Mhm.
And it's just take time, especially when you're dealing with, I mean, you think teaching an older person is something. Imagine having to learn from them when they ready to retire and they don't care no more.
Yep.
It's even worse.
I
It's just all about change. Be patient. That's my advice. Be
yeah.
patient and
Patient.
come up with a way. What you figure out her training style. Like everybody been talking about training styles. Because you can learn things about people by observing. You observe her training style, and to be honest, you can blindside her with teaching it to her in a way that's simple for her, where she don't have a choice but to understand it, and she'll start doing it. Because that's
Mhm.
what I started doing with the older people that I work with. I just teach them things their way, and to be honest, they end up doing it, and they out my back.
And she gonna feed off of your frustration. So even though you think
Yeah.
you may be masking it, it can be. noticeable. But also, to piggyback off Mike, I think it's there are differences when training men and then training women, and it's also so that approach could be a different, you know, it's kind of like a different approach because women that's just can be more sensitive or take certain things to heart. But I do definitely agree with you. It may be a way that you can teach her without knowing you're teaching her, or hey, let's do
Without her knowing. Without her
yeah,
knowing.
without her knowing that you're actually teaching it. It's just seeming like you're doing it together. More like, okay, it looks more of okay, we doing this as teamwork. Then look, this is what I need you to do. You know what I mean? This is what I need you to do. But there has to be some kind of way through practice and patience. You have to find a way to take your personal feeling out of it, though, because if that stays there, you're gonna run into the conflict with the training. Because even though you're trying not to, people pick up on that because sometimes we don't always disguise what we really feel. And unfortunately, in those roles, you have to take your personal feeling out of it to get the job done because you want her to become great so that she can be a part of your unit and do it right.
Yeah, but can I also say this? To the elder community. I know everybody can't retire, but if y'all know y'all can't hold on, like y'all are no longer equipped to fulfill that needs. I really don't want to tell nobody like retire, but I want to say like because everybody can't retire, but I understand. But listen, man, listen. Some older people. This may be more for the government. There are older people that are working. They cannot keep up. This should not be working. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. They don't have enough money in their retirement to, I ain't talking about the ones who played around with their retirement or the ones who, didn't put up money at all to their retirement. But I'm just saying something should be there if you dedicated your life to a job. And you shouldn't be having you coming to work and everybody else doing your job and you ain't doing no work.
So let me speak on that because I've been in federal spaces half my life.
I'm sorry, I'm just speaking on something,
Yeah, so look, yeah,
man.
hold on now, hold on. Listen, I've witnessed it, right? That these motherfuckers will get comfortable and think they still playing soldier. I'm talking about I got guys that they double dipping, they triple dipping, they ain't leaving. You talk about leaving. Not if I'm getting retirement and disability.
Mhm.
No, I'm not leaving. And I'm doing my 20 run pension. The reason why people were mad from all the cuts because they were like, oh, people are losing their jobs. No, they had to get the old people out. You got 22 years. You ain't trying to retire. You ain't hurting for no money. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, the most of the people that work for the government are ex-military people. These people have took their time and sold their time in order to match up to their retirement. So when people were like, "Oh my God, they're cutting all these positions and all this other stuff," man, these dudes have already played the game and they came underneath the old system.
Yeah, but
The,
I ain't talking about them. I'm
no,
talking about
no,
the ones who
no,
can't do
no,
that.
no, no.
You feel me?
Listen,
That
no,
shouldn't be
it
people
ain't,
just.
it ain't, it ain't none of them that can't. The only reason why they started hiring for more civilians, such as myself, right, was
Yeah, I don't think she's
was
just
not.
talking about your
No, no,
brain. I
no, no.
think
I'm
she's
just
talking
telling you.
about
Yeah,
Listen, no, no. Listen, I'm talking about after 9/11, even on the state level, right? When 9/11 hit, the states opened up for hiring, especially in Maryland, right? Big boom. In the federal government, big boom for regular civilians, right? When you got hired on with a signing bonus, right? Because that's how the state worked. The state needed people, right, doing when 9/11 hit, where they were hiring so many people, right? Crossing guards, everybody got hired all in one big swoop because the federal government did a big swoop for the military to get more soldiers, right? Those people have decided that they do not want to retire. That means 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 because they felt like they did not have the years. So that's been the
sorry.
biggest push,
I'm sorry, not
right?
to cut you off. I don't think that's
yeah.
I know where you coming from. I don't think that's what she was referring to. I think
That's
she's
not
talking
what
about
I'm
the
referring.
average citizen period when you have people who may let's just say somebody is working it could be it could be anywhere. It could be an accountant, and not just saying somebody in that realm, just
No, I'm gonna give you a
a
good
working
example.
person. Period. What she's saying is the standard. Maybe look at the retirement age or the qualifications of a person. Like if there are people who holding on, like, oh, I can't retire yet, but they're not physically equipped to handle any job. Not
But
just
that's
saying
but
that particular branches.
that's what I
That's
was
what
speaking.
she's
That's what
referring
I
to.
was speaking on. So
Okay.
under the old federal job, right? It's a GS standard, right? They just moved it to a GG standard so they can actually fire these people. Under the old standard,
What
they
about
could
somebody
not.
that I work with? Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, oh, let's just say Raina's lady was in her 60s,
Right.
right?
So are you
Yeah,
saying they are
right.
creating something where they
Yes,
can
they
fire people
created.
across the board?
Yes,
Across the board?
across the board now.
Okay,
At first
okay,
they
okay.
couldn't.
Okay,
Yeah, at
all right,
first they
all
couldn't.
right,
A
all right. So that's
motherfucker
what I
could
was
be.
saying.
All right,
Yeah, a
add the mic
motherfucker could
on
be.
Quentin and Paul close
Yeah, a
it.
motherfucker could be 65 under the old GS standard. He could be having most of these people die. The guy that I took place, the job that I took place in Fort Belvoir, the guy left and died in his car. He only got found because the lady was like, "Oh, Mr. Such and Such is still here. My man was dead." Right? Because under the old guard of the GS, they could not get fired. Right? Because they have what they had. They had a discriminatory disability policy. I don't give a fuck if that nigga could not remember his job. As long as he came to work, he got paid. So the federal government started something called a GG, which is called an expected performance. If you cannot do the job, we have the right to let you go.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there are
Because at
people
first,
who can't afford to retire. That's why they're still working. I agree with you for those who are getting over, but there are older people who are literally sitting in positions knowing they cannot do these jobs, even down to housekeeping, and they cannot afford to retire because they have been being paid pennies. I remember when I first started getting paid, it was $6.15 an hour. So imagine how much they were getting paid. And then when you look at it, that they've been there over 30 years now, damn near falling when they walk and to do things. And it's not everybody, but it's a lot of them that don't have enough money to retire.
Mm-hmm.
now if you're talking pension based, then yeah, because my father's going through this. He didn't get a pension, right? Now, my father just retired. He get paid $2,000 a month. He said, "Yo, this is my retirement without a pension." He said, "But as long as I got my son, I'm good." Right? I didn't find out that, hey, look, this is my dad. Dude. Hey, listen. Whatever he was going through in life, he had said it, and I listened to him like, well, bro. He said, Mike, they wasn't offering pensions for construction workers.
Oh, okay. Quentin, what's our dog name?
That's Chip.
Huh?
Chip.
Tip.
Yeah, Chip.
Oh, hey Tip. So do you wanna did you wanna add, we running out of time. I
I
forgot how
mean,
you guys go.
yeah, Mike nails it. You know what I'm saying? He nails it tooth and nail. You know, and Drew nailed it too. Raina nailed it. You know, I really have much more to say. What's already been said. You know what I'm saying? Um, the people. The problem is with us. In certain positions, it's ego.
Mm-hmm.
Ego. There's a lot of ego when we get in these upward positions, and we got a young guy coming in, and he may know more than us because as you know, technology changes. It rapidly changes. What's here today is not what's true today is not true tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It advances, but as long as you know the basics of it,
Mm-hmm.
that's the key. The problem is when we get in these positions, certain ones of us get in these positions and we try to hold on to it. It's about ego at that point. You know what I'm saying? We let our ego run everything. And that's not only true in IT, that's just true in life in general. Um our biggest downfall is we need to learn to control our ego. You know what I'm saying? I see that shit all the time in my 13 years of working in IT, I've trained certain people and taught them, like the CCNA. I passed that the first time I took that, I passed it. Everybody's like, they were like, how the hell did you do that? Well, I disciplined myself for 6 months. And what I did what the white boys did. I ain't gonna lie. You know how the white boys get them tests? I got the test. I wrote down each question, each answer,
You have the brain dump.
drew each diagram, and studied for 6 months. I was like a monk for 6 months.
That's right.
Went in there, passed that test. The white boys was like, how the hell did you pass that? That's the hardest test in the Cisco. I was like, because it's called discipline. IT requires a lot of discipline. Jobs in general require a lot of discipline, especially when you're in upper management. When you're working in management, it doesn't matter if it's IT or teaching or whatever. We have to control that ego. That ego is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with a lot of us. We don't want to control. We don't want to, we want to let I got this cert. I got that cert. I got this, I'm this, that, and the third. Okay. A lot of these cats is getting these certs. I talk to them. They don't know shit. They don't. I asked them, I said, what's DHCP? Oh, I don't know what that is. I'm like, you in IT, you don't know what DHCP is? How do you ping a router? I don't know how to do that. I'm looking at them like, how the hell did you end up with this job?
Paper certifications, bro, is a rack of them. I crush them every interview.
Right. It's absurd, man. It's really absurd. But
are you coming back next week?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. I always come back. I just don't show up on camera, but yeah, I'll be here next Wednesday. I'll start showing my face more. I may have the mask on this time.
Yeah, I remember you now. I still got that picture that we took in Atlanta, and you had the mask on.
Yeah. You saw me at the bar, but that was
we gotta all meet up again. I'm with you.
I told Idris, I said, yo, man, when you coming back down this way, let me know. When you get down here, let me know and I'll link up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Let me know.
That works. Paul.
Quickly, I agree with what Q said about the ego thing. Because see myself, I've noticed older people than myself and around my age and whatnot, they are not open to change and learning. Like you say, they stuck in their ways and they think their way is the right way. And that leads to a lot of disappointment and hurt feelings or whatnot, whatever you want to call it. I'm always open to learning, but it's based on what the teacher and what the teacher is teaching and who the teacher is. Because I don't learn from anybody. It's a certain way that you teach people. If you're trying to help somebody, it's a certain way that you teach them. I'm the one echoing like this. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. But yeah, it's a certain way that you teach people to help them, and then a certain way that you teach people that you really just don't give a damn about.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's all about the teacher. With Rena, hey, you do the best that you can with an older person like that. She's not that really older, not at 40. I mean, to you it might seem like older, but yeah, she's not really that much older. She just think that she knows a lot more than what you do because she's white and she's still privileged. So you gotta like kind of be sensitive and gently bring it to her. This is how we do things now. This is how we do things here. I appreciate what you're doing. I'm interested in how you did that, how y'all done that. The small talk, but yeah, this is how we do things now. That's it. I don't want to hurt your feelings or nothing like that. You ain't gotta say nothing else. You ain't gotta say I don't want to hurt your feelings. You ain't gotta say nothing. This is how we do things now. Bam.
Okay, thank you guys. We are running out of time. Unfortunately, it always gets towards the end. I see Jay Bass said let's talk football. I guess he's talking next week. However, I will say this. My co-host Vasco, who unfortunately he had to log off, but we're gonna keep him in prayer. Y'all know he had radiation today. So continue to keep him uplifted while he go through his treatment. Vasco is a part of a football podcast, the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast, available on YouTube. So you can talk football all day long there, but we are more than willing to dedicate a segment to the Patriots, of course. Um, you know, if that's what y'all want to do, that can happen. But however, I want to
More
thank
than
everyone. I want to thank everyone up here. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Quentin. Thank you, Jude. Thank you, Raina. Thank you, J Bear, for coming up. Also thank you, Fallon. Thank you, Lamont, Tiffany, Tasia, people on YouTube, everybody who watched or listened tonight. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Um, and we will see you next week. I don't know what we're talking about though. Oh, Monday I might have a happy hour pop up live or something. So yeah, keep up
Oh
to date.
yeah, I won't.
Monday's my birthday, so y'all come do a shot with me. All
Yeah,
right.
so all right, so I won't be in for a while. I'll be in the Bahamas. So if I can log in now, I'll log in.
Oh, enjoy. Just bring back a
okay,
keychain.
enjoy.
Mm.
Look, bring back a keychain.
Okay, I'll bring back a keychain.
All right. Have a safe travels though. But thank you everybody, and we will see you guys next week.